Dana White provides a positive Jones versus Aspinall report. Although many people consider Jon Jones to be one of the greatest fighters of all time, some still doubt whether he is the best in his current weight class in the interim, making a heavyweight championship unification in the UFC one of the biggest matches fans hope to see in 2025. Champion Tom Aspinall presents a compelling argument for being the top heavyweight at the moment. Jones would find him to be an intriguing opponent because to his speed, strength, and youth. The rumors of a possible battle between them have only intensified, particularly in light of the heavyweight champion's lack of enthusiasm for the bout. Fortunately, Dana White is determined to make the fight happen even though Jones is known for being a difficult negotiator. The UFC appears committed to making it a reality, which is encouraging. Since Aspinall has acknowledged that he has consented to everything, things are probably already underway. In a recent interview with Jim Rome, Dana expressed the same confidence, stating that the fight will take place and that nothing is stopping it. I've stated that I'm very confident that the fight will take place this year. It's just a matter of getting it done. This stuff isn't as simple to put these kinds of fights together as people think they are. They take time, but we'll get it done. Finally, it may seem like getting Jones to agree is the biggest obstacle to the fight, but Dana thinks there isn't anything significant standing in the way of the deal. Jamahal Hill believes a victory over Jiri Prochazka at UFC 311 will give him a shot at the title, and Hill feels he has earned the right to return to the title mix in the UFC light heavyweight division, thinking that a victory in his next fight will give him the opportunity to reclaim the title. Tomorrow night at UFC 311, Hill will take on Jiri Prochazka, a fellow former 205-pound champion. Hill, who has a history of winning championships, defeated Glover Teixeira via decision to claim the vacant title at UFC 283. It hasn't been simple for Hills to return to the top. He had to battle Alex Pereira for the crown in the main event of UFC 300 last April, but lost in the opening round. Sweet Dreams is still determined to return to the top quote, though. Yes, absolutely. I believe that a victory here, particularly one that is strong and impressive, will earn me a title fight. The championship battle comes next. Hill's rivalry with Pereira extends beyond the octagon with a contentious altercation at the UFC Performance Institute last month, adding to the tension. I don't see why it wouldn't be an Ilia battling number 5 or something like that last then. That just says title, so I'm fighting number 2 in the world. This incident has only strengthened Hill's resolve. Islam Makhachev claims he won't be leaving the UFC without a second title in order to demonstrate his worth for another chance at the title. Makhachev will fight with Arman in the main event of UFC 311 tomorrow to defend his lightweight title. Islam has indicated interest in stepping up to welterweight, saying he won't retire until he holds 2 belts because it's a fierce fight and if Makhachev wins, there won't be a clear next contender for him. I'm not going to leave this sport without a second belt, the comment goes, but I don't know, it's not my job, but it's my goal. Makhachev's relationship could stand in the way of that plan, though. With regard to Muhammad, the current UFC welterweight champion, the two have stated that they do not want to fight, but Islam said that if that does not work out, they may discuss it and come to an agreement. If that does not work out, he is confident that he has plenty of time to accomplish his goal. Even if it is not his next fight, he is willing to wait and see how the welterweight division plays out. Makhachev said about Muhammad that we trained together last week and that we have the same manager. So yes, we will talk. Anything can happen very quickly, which is why I do not intend to retire. I have time to become a champion, which would unquestionably solidify Islam MV's status as one of the all-time greats in MMA before Islam can pursue. Makhachev is a clear favorite going into the battle, and he has stated that his objective is to defeat Sarikhan so convincingly that he would never again mention Islam in his champ fantasies. He must first overcome Arman tomorrow night. Quotation: Arman speaks too much, but I'm going to stop him from talking about me ever again on January 18th. End quote. With a 26-1 professional record and a recent submission victory against Dustin Poirier, Islam Maf wants to further establish his supremacy in the lightweight class. MMA legend Khabib Nurmag and UFC featherweight champion Ilia Topuria recently became heated during an interview with Setanta Sports Georgia. Regarding Khabib being in Umar Nurmagomedov's corner, Ilia was questioned. To engage in combat with his close friend Khabib deals the undefeated champion questioned Khabib's power in the octagon and didn't hold back in expressing faith in Khabib. El Matador downplayed the importance of Khabib's appearance, suggesting that no corner counsel could get Umar ready for more. Rob's relentless push and speed as he recognized Khabib's legacy in the same interview. Ilia sparked controversy by claiming that Khabib was his ideal opponent, saying, "Khabib is the fight I've always dreamed of. I truly believe I can beat him both in the peak of his career and now end." Ilia's remarks alluded to a rising friction between the camps. Cite the social media statement fans were arguing over whether Ilia's confidence was warranted, with some pointing to Khabib's years away from the competition, while some rejected Topuria's assertions as being unduly ambitious. Topuria also targeted Khabib's cousin, Islam, making the current UFC lightweight champion as assured as ever. Ilia stated in a recent podcast appearance, the retired UFC Hall of Famer didn't let Topuria's words go unnoticed. He reaffirmed his confidence in his abilities, stating that his retirement wasn't due to age or decline, but rather the death of his father. He reminded everyone why he's regarded as one of the greatest quotes ever. "Even now, I believe I can beat anybody in the world. I'm not old, I retired because my father passed away, not because I couldn't compete since I've been a competitor from birth. Many people train, but not everyone is a warrior. Warriors maintain their dominance and protect their championships. Well, it's Islam's time now, and he's the best. I could become a UFC champion right now if I so desired." A battle between Khabib and Ilia is also highly unlikely, and there is no denying the rising animosity between their camps. A high-stakes fight between Islam Makhachev and Ilia Topuria is more likely, with both champions contributing their strength tours knockout power and Islam's elite fighting. However, Islam must first overcome a very difficult arm and Syrian this Saturday, and Charles Oliveira is prepared. For the UFC 311 winner between Islam and Arman, Charles recently discussed his opinion on the impending rematch between Islam and Arman for Oliveira in an interview with TNT Sports. He is prepared to battle either of them as soon as possible. Therefore, the outcome doesn't really matter. Ola also stated that he plans to attend this weekend's event at the Intuit Dome in order to see the battle. Quote, "They have comparable fashions. Islam is a little bit ahead, in my opinion, and I also think the fight will be excellent, but I don't care who wins. I'm the next one, and it all depends on how they conclude it. I'll fight in February or March. Even if I have to sit near the cage and quote, I will be there if I can, but it will depend on how the fight goes." At UFC 309, Ola faced Michael Chandler in her final bout. Charles won by unanimous decision after dominating the fight. Despite Chandler's initial aggression, the victory confirmed Oliveira's status as one of the top contenders in the lightweight class, hoping for another title chance, as he controlled the pace with his hitting and grappling.